Let's talk now to George Khoury, a UN official on humanitarian affairs based in Yemen. George, just how desperate is the situation right now for people?
Yes, thank you. The situation is very desperate to the people. There is a humanitarian catastrophe that's unfolding. The situation is very critical and very dangerous. Right now, we have almost 14 million people who are food insecure in Yemen. These are people who are not able to meet their food requirements. Half of them, that's 7 million people, are severely food insecure. These are people who do not know whether there is a next meal or where this next meal is coming from. The health facilities, the hospitals are receiving increased numbers of malnourished kids, malnourished children. They're no longer able, in many cases, to cope with this high, increase of, malnourished kids coming to the hospitals. According to our, classification system for the food insecurity level in Yemen, we have 10 governorates out of 22 governorates are in the crisis phase, and 9 governorates are in the emergency phase. That's, as you mentioned in your report, that's just one step short of the famine situation. So the situation is really, really critical in Yemen.
George, just give us a sense of how difficult it is to get aid delivered to regions across the country, particularly those in rural areas.
Yes, here the humanitarian partners, we operate in very complex and complicated situation. We're delivering aid in a context of, continued conduct of hostilities. So some areas are more difficult to reach, other areas are easier. But, in general, the humanitarian aid workers are delivering aid in almost every single, place where there are needs. But the operation is a complicated one.
It does appear also that the world has momentarily forgotten the conflict, given that it's been overshadowed by events in Syria and Iraq.
That is true. Right now, so far, our humanitarian funding appeal, is less than 50% funded, and we're almost the end of the year. We only received some 850 million. That is, limiting our ability and capacity to respond to the massive needs out there. This humanitarian catastrophe and crisis is driven mainly by economic reasons, because of the banking restrictions that is put and imposed on Yemen. Right now, the food quantities coming in Yemen is less than 30% of the market. That's driving the prices up. Poor families are no longer able to afford the food. So it is a complex situation. There are a number of factors, but primarily it is the economic factor. We need to get back the free movement of goods, free movement of imports and basic food commodities to Yemen. That by itself would take care of the big part of the situation. We, the humanitarian partners here, we do not have the resources to start with, neither the capacity to accommodate the needs of 21 million people who are needing humanitarian needs right now. There is a need for immediate action by the international community to stop this catastrophe.
George Khoury, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much.